Yo, what's poppin', Low Gang? Fall has sprung, I guess. And granted, it was fall last month, but I'm really feeling it now because we had a warm September, at least where I live, where it was like 80 degrees a lot of the time, so it still felt like summer, even when it was the beginning of fall. And then now, on the 7th of October, as I'm recording this, and probably as I'm uploading it, it has been freezing cold for the past couple of days, including today, which is why I'm currently bundled up in my car. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. But today's rant comes from Neon Manta, who says, "Rant about why extreme hot is infinitely better than extreme cold." Now, this is the first rant request that I've seen to spark outrage among the other patrons on Patreon. KD Pack responds to him saying, "What?" And then Funky Boy Haas says, "I get the feeling that not long after you die, that opinion will change really fucking fast." So clearly there's some disagreement among the people of the Patreon. So where do I stand in this heated debate where we are all coldly insulting each other, acting cold around each other? I don't know, some kind of hot and cold pun. Well, what's interesting about the phrasing of this rant request, and that I find very amusing, is that he already assumes my opinion. The issue is that I'm gonna have to side with KD Pack and Funky Boy Haas on this one, because literally extreme cold is logically the obvious choice. And I know the explanation is going to be very played out, very trite, but it's played out for a reason, because it's right. If you're facing the extreme cold, you can always put on more layers. Whereas if you're facing the extreme hot, you can't just take off your skin. It doesn't work like that. I mean, maybe it does, and we just haven't unlocked the secrets to it. But yeah, the explanation holds up very well. I'm trying to understand why Neon would prefer the extreme hot. I guess it would just be a comfort thing. And I guess there's also this issue of, like, how extreme are these temperatures? Because when I think extreme hot, I think really, really extreme, like unlivably hot versus unlivably cold. And, you know, facing that, maybe he's talking about just extreme hot in the sense of 105 to 110 Fahrenheit, which is actually really, really bad still. But yeah, maybe a little less than that, like 100 to 95, maybe he's talking about that level of hot, which in that case, I still think I'd probably go with. Actually, I'm gonna say if it's around 95 to 100, I'd probably still go with extreme hot, because I like to write outside, but I have not been able to do that the past couple days. And the reason why is because when you're in the extreme hot, extreme meaning like 95 degrees Fahrenheit, when you're there, you know, you may be sweating bullets and there may be bugs everywhere, and that's it. Although the bugs are, in fact, a factor to consider. But what the explanation that I was saying, though, is that when it's the extreme cold, you cannot feel your fingers, thereby making it extremely difficult to type. You know, you can put gloves on, but that makes your fingers fatter, and you can't really feel the keys as well, and it's a little more unwieldy. And so from that perspective, maybe I would prefer it to be extreme hot. But I fucking hate mosquitoes so much. Mosquitoes are the worst. I hate them. So maybe on that point alone, you know, hot and cold do both have their upsides, and I am glad we get a little bit each year. That is something I will say. But, you know, I'd probably just barely prefer 95 to 100 degrees. Now, if we're talking about so hot and so cold, it literally kills you no matter how many layers you put on, right? If it's, like, what type of Like, what fate would you have? What death would you rather have? Extreme hot or extreme cold? And I'm also gonna have to go extreme cold for this one. Because when you're in the extreme hot, you're sweating constantly, your skin feels like it's on fire, you get dizzy, you start throwing up. Whereas in the extreme cold, you get so, like, sure, it's painful, but from what I've heard, you get so numb that the snow starts to feel warm and comfortable. And if people start thinking, oh, I want to lie in the snow, it's very cozy, that's when you need to start worrying because they have really bad frostbite and are in the process of dying. So I've heard. And so, at least that seems more peaceful and comfortable than, like, uncontrollably vomiting / feeling like you're burning up. Yeah, Neon's definitely taking the L here. If extreme means what I think it is, which is either really bad weather on Earth or, like, death, if it means either of those two things, Neon is taking a fat L with this take. This ain't it, Chief. Do better, Neon. I'm gonna cancel him on Twitter for this. Anyway, that's about it. See ya.